Right, guys, welcome to this first episode. We're joined by Steve Morrison today from Complete Life Fitness, and we're going to be talking about the menopause. So, Steve, you know all, I know very little. So we thought you could just share your wisdom. So, first of all, how are you getting on? How's lockdown been with work?
Yeah, all right. I haven't gone through the menopause during lockdown.
Good.
Nothing related. But myself, yeah, I mean, like a lot of people, we've just been in a bit of a panic mode initially. So we find out what we could do, what we couldn't do, and then managed to adapt to that situation. But a stressful time for all businesses and anyone really. You had to sort of become this, pick up this new normal, which was very limited. So it's been quite isolating for some, I think. I'm not the most social person anyway, so I didn't find it too hard.
Enjoyed it really more than anything.
Well, I got to sleep in, which I don't normally get.
There's a little win right there, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm glad we're at the stage we're at now, where we've come
slowly getting back to it.
Yeah.
Have you started up fully with your PT and stuff now? Or?
Yeah, we're back in action. We've been very busy actually. It's been quite good. So I've managed to get another personal trainer this week, which has been a lifesaver.
That's good.
So yeah, I mean, people have obviously come out of this and during it have become health conscious. So they've come out of it and thought, right, we need to do something. So yeah, it's quite good that, like you say, we've had quite a few new people start already.
I think it has given a lot of people that push to realise how important your health is, isn't it?
And it was quite good to see, how many people took up cycling when they've never cycled before.
Yeah.
Go and attempt having it run. So, I get pictures of my clients doing just out walking and things, but regularly. So it was really good. Some of the pictures I got from their walks were really lovely. And then obviously myself, we went off for walks and, we were sort of blessed with that nice weather.
Yeah, it would really. It'd be awful if it was raining all the time, wouldn't it?
We were quite lucky with that. Yeah. So for once, the English weather was on our side.
Yeah, very rare, that isn't it?
Very.
Apart from today, where it's boiling hot, too hot. Bring back the rain. But yeah. So anyway, I was reaching out to the MoreTone fitness community on Facebook. We've got a group where everybody can ask questions, or we just share tips like meal plans, stuff like that. And I was just asking what people wanted help with, really. And the menopause came up quite a few times. Obviously, I've never really worked with it, as in taken the time to learn about it, because, well, I just haven't really. So I thought this would be a good way to try and kind of educate people about it, like me. Or someone going through it, maybe it could help them with things they don't know, things to look out for. What brought you to working with people?
I think like my client base, it does range, from 18s, even younger recently, up to like 85. I've got a client that's 85.
Yeah.
But so ladies, I mean, you see like the studio we've got here, with it being private, found that like a lot of ladies do like the privacy. It's not like quite as intimidating as going into a gym. So I do find like a majority of our clients are ladies, and obviously ladies coming 40s, 50s, menopause is pretty certain.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do have clients going through it. I think with my background with a master's in pharmacy, we've obviously covered the menopause there. Yeah. So it's going to happen to a lot of ladies, some sooner rather than later, and it's good to just understand, because some things do have to change through a fitness journey, like to accommodate and set you up for that initially anyway. So yeah, it's quite, everyone's going to go, every lady's going to go through it at some point, but there's nothing to worry about. And yourself, you will have trained people, going through that. I'm sure maybe they've just not told you.
Oh no, definitely. But I have, and I just feel like I should now being asked a question, I feel I really should know about it. I should know more about it and be able to offer that advice without worrying that I'm not saying the right thing, or, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure, you know, there's still basic principles of exercise, like, you know, are still useful and still valid. So you will have been, you know, coping with it.
Yeah, it's not totally winging it. Kind of know a little bit. So, well, for the people that don't know much about it, what sort of effects would you expect to see on the body?
So on the body, right? So the menopause is actually the period where, I'll say the word period, but periods do decrease, and basically it's the end of the reproductive years in a lady's life. So basically she'll stop periods, and that is for like 1 year. So what happens, the estrogen and testosterone levels dip down, and then eventually you'll become like in the menopause, but that is a year after the last period. Now, the stage before that is called the perimenopause, and that's actually when there's all this change in testosterone and estrogen, and that's where you can get the symptoms such as like irritability, hot flushes, weight gain as well, insomnia, night sweats, things like that. So it's just the change in these hormone levels just bring about these symptoms, which, you know, are not really that pleasurable for a lady to go through.
Yeah. Just totally throwing the body off, really. So
Yeah, and it's, you know, your body is quite a clever thing, and it lives in this like homeostasis, this nice, everything's fine and going along, and then when things change, then obviously, like you just said, that it does throw you off, and for a lady, that can be quite hard going through that, because you're like, what the hell's going on? Like, I've not felt like this. Why am I feeling like this? So people just need to understand that, you know, these changes are normal. With some ladies, they might go on, you know, a long time. Other ladies, not that much. And each symptom differs between people as well. You know, some may get one symptom more, like the sweats, and others might just get more of the weight gain, or even like, you know, it goes into even mental health. You know, you can be more irritable, like anxiety and depression. You know, it might be at more risk. Even confidence-wise, like low self-esteem as well. So it's not literally just like physical as well. This can affect you mentally.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask that. Yeah, that must affect a lot of people. Obviously, all these feelings going on that you're not 100% sure what they are. It's going to kind of play with you a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, it can be worrying for few. So I think if you know about it and you do see someone, you know, for these reasons at a certain age, I mean, I suppose it's best not to assume that that's what's happening, but just be aware and be, just mindful that might be why, you know, so be understanding and maybe, you know, don't be so harsh on those people.
Yeah. So is there anything that they need to avoid, like exercise-wise? Or...
So, I mean, if a lady's exercising, I would say just carry on. You know, that is great. The more exercise that you do, like the better you can be. There are things such as, I mean, you may have not heard that, you know, with the menopause, just because of the estrogen dropping, your bone density can be affected, and that could lead to osteoporosis. So one of the best things that you could do would be to incorporate resistance exercises, because they're helping, you know, improving bone density. So, I mean, and you'll know plenty about resistance exercises, telling everyone to do every day. But if a lady, you know, has not done that, then, you know, it doesn't even have to be like heavy. Just doing some sort of resistance exercises could greatly benefit the bone health.
Yeah, it's massively important to make sure it features in your workouts, and not to just not do it because you think you'll get bulky.
No, not at all. No, I mean, aerobic exercise is great as well. Thing with the menopause is that it can affect cardiac health as well, so and increase the risk of heart disease. So, you know, being as fit and as healthy as you can is the best way to fight that. You know. And it's literally, I mean, you don't have to just start. It's even better to start before, you know, anything of like this happens, and be in that good place going through it. And actually you find, you know, if you are fit and healthy, those symptoms might not be as bad for you. You know, it's a way of possibly reducing symptoms. It's just to be like fit and healthy. And I mean, like, so weight gain can be a common cause as well of the menopause, but it's not an excuse. So, you know, it's like still diet and exercise will really help out with that. But like, yeah, weight gain is a big one, and people do say, you know, and use it sometimes. I've heard as a little bit of an excuse.
I've heard it as an excuse, yeah.
Yeah, if you can and you can make the changes, you know, to combat that, then yeah, that's the best you can do really with that. What I would say is sometimes the onset of the menopause can bring about pelvic floor dysfunction. So pelvic floor exercises would be quite important to do as well. It may not happen, but you know, it's always good to do those for any case anyway. So especially, you know, if you think coming up to that age, then get doing those pelvic floors.
Get them in there, keep adding them in.
Yeah, I'm sure you like demonstrating those ones as well.
Yeah, that's a good session, that. So one thing I was going to speak about is, obviously, women of all ages, you can go through early menopause, can't you? And it affects everybody at a different point in their life. For someone that was going through that, I know obviously that would be it'd be a hard thing. It'd probably be harder then, wouldn't it, going through it earlier than later on in life when you're kind of expecting it's going to happen. But to maybe hit your, I don't know, 30s, 40s, it can feel tough. Is there anything that you feel, or if you've ever worked with anyone that has helped people through that in the way of being able to still enjoy working out and doing their goals without actually worrying massively over what's happening?
What's going on? I think you just need to people need to realize it's a totally natural thing. Yeah. You know, people go through it, come out the other side. And like I mentioned before, being as fit and healthy is one of the best things you can do. Obviously, I'm no doctor, but if symptoms, you know, if things were bothering someone that bad, then there are treatments available, and it would be, you know, wise to go and speak to the GP. The GP's there, like, for you, to make sure, you know, if things are getting out of hand or you feel you can't cope, then definitely speak to your GP, because there are things that you can do. Yeah. Some things that you can do, like for yourself, I would say, not for you, Jason, but for someone going through the menopause, would be try and incorporate calcium and vitamin D, whether that's taking a supplement or, you know, having foods containing that. And obviously, like the resistance exercise, like we've just said. But there are other things which are good on a healthy basis anyway, such as moderate alcohol consumption, like avoiding smoking, and then maintaining a healthy weight. That's a really important one. You know, that'll help for all the other reasons, the benefits of, you know, health and fitness, not just for the menopause. I mean, exercise as well. If it is affecting your mood, like we said earlier, and people are, you know, really feeling it, exercise will help. You know, it helps with self-esteem, confidence, all sorts. So that's a really good thing to carry on with. But I would say, if you are like concerned or anything, like, just try and speak to you know, someone that's learnt about it, or, you know, can put your mind at ease, maybe gone through it themselves. You know, there's a lot of lady trainers. But yeah, try and, I mean, yes, go to somebody that knows about it or has taken the time to learn.
Yeah. I suppose as long as the person going through it, or even not going through it and knowing it's coming up, as long as they give all their effort into training, diet, making sure that they live a healthiest lifestyle, if then after that is still bad, that's when you need to go speak to somebody and take it to the next level, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, some of the changes that can go on the symptoms, like, can be, I mean, like night sweats. So I have clients and they say, like, literally they wake up and the duvets are drenched. Yeah. You know, and if you don't know what's going on, that's going to be quite scary. Yeah. So, I mean, if there's anything like that you know you're worried about, don't keep it to yourself. Talk about it. You know, you'll have or know people that have gone through it, friends. But like I say, if in doubt, there is always the GP.
Yeah.
But like I say, like it can happen to people in the 20s. You know, that's not uncommon.
No.
So yeah, I can imagine there. You know, you're not even expecting it, and then for something like this to hit you, it would be quite a shock.
I think big time in that kind of age, 20s, 30s, mentally that is going to be really challenging, isn't it? Because I mean, your life's just, and it's just got really tough really quick without you even knowing it was going to happen. So yeah, I think that's definitely a tough stage to go through, and get the help if you need. If you need it, like you're saying, it's you need to speak to the people who've gone through it, or people who know more about it. Get that information and see how you can be helped. All right, so just coming towards the end and to finish off, what would your top 3 tips be to women going through the menopause?
So I'd probably, you know, the 3 most important things. One, I would say, obviously exercise.
Yeah.
Very beneficial for the changes that are going to be happening, or even before, or even going through. So exercise is really important. Now that needs to be comprised of 3 or 4 things really. So you've got your cardiovascular one to make sure your heart health is, you know, up there. The resistance ones helping to protect your bone, or also helps cardiovascular as well. Balance and stability, always important, just due if there are any signs of osteopenia or osteoporosis, then, you know, preventing a fall is going to be better than having a fall and trying to get better. And then obviously, like I mentioned before, pelvic floor exercises. So that's the exercise. So secondly, I'd say that's really important is the diet. So when you're going through the menopause, these changes can lead to changes in insulin sensitivity. That can lead to type 2 diabetes. So I would definitely look at like sugar consumption and trying to reduce that. Eating healthily as a whole can help to maintain like a healthy weight. But then also, because of like the osteoporosis risk, I would definitely try and incorporate foods like dairy products to get more calcium in. If you do need to take any supplements, there are calcium and vitamin D, or just even vitamin D by itself. And thirdly, if anyone is concerned, I would definitely say, you know, speak to someone about it. Don't hold this close to your heart and don't let anyone know, because, you know, it's a totally natural process to be going through. There's lots and lots of people have gone through this, and there are people, you know, that are far more expert than I am. You know, people that I've learned from, GPs, pharmacists. So I definitely say, yeah, if you are concerned about anything, or if you're struggling with any of the symptoms, definitely reach out, you know, because there is help available.
Yeah, and it's easy to get. No, that's brilliant. I think that'll help a lot of people. Maybe who've got the questions, who've asked about it. I think we've covered everything there that's going to help them get through it the best they can. Finally, what do you see is going to be happening now with the fitness industry? Do you think we're going to go back to normal, or do you think we're going to be very different?
It's a tough one, isn't it, that? I think as I speak now, like, it seems people are starting to like go and do new things, and we're seeing clients come here. I think I'm lucky how I run my place, because it is a private studio, that we would never, you know, social distancing is what, you know, is fine. That we're not at any risk of, you know, having too many people in the studio at once. We're literally 2 trainers and 2 clients, you know, maximum. So we're quite lucky in that respect. But I know, you know, big gyms, things like that, that rely on footfall, have had to basically like half it really. So they may be struggling. I mean, as we've recorded this, some places have been put into lockdown again. So it's all a bit uncertain at the moment, and it's hard to give an answer, because who knows how long it can go on for. You know, like you say, we might all feel things are getting back to normal, and then something happens, and, you know, we're all put into lockdown again. So it's really hard. It's a worrying time, but it is with a lot of businesses, you know, restaurants especially, you know, they're a similar thing. You know, I do have clients that were with me before lockdown, and at the moment are still waiting because they don't want to get onto public transport. you know, and other people that are at higher risk as well. So it's, yeah, no straight answer, I'm afraid, on that one. We're taking it like day by day, really. I mean, a fortunate position that like a lot of people have stayed with me through this, and we're seeing new people now. We just hope that, you know, this can continue, because, you know, we're a business, but we also want to help people get through this, and that's why we carried on with some of the online stuff, because I mean, we've got like people, some of our clients have come out of this a lot more healthier than they went in it, and other people picking up the exercise and things as well, you know, attempting new things, it is great. So yeah, it's hard. I mean, at the moment, it's not going to be anything like the business was before, especially for bigger premises.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, I've seen you've been doing your online one-to-one sessions. They look like they're going good, but do you find people actually preferring that to before when they were coming to the studio?
I think a lot of mine were very lucky, well, very, very glad to come, you know, back to the studio.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, we are still continuing, because of the situation, doing some online as well. And some have actually said, oh, well, now I can have an extra one at home, because it means I don't have to travel as well. So that's been a positive coming out of this, because I've never done anything like that. You know, something like that I wouldn't have even attempted. But it's built another branch onto the business, really, because I had a client on holiday, and usually we do like regular sessions weekly. And what we'd normally do, if someone went away for a week, was just move the session. Yeah. So we have like an extra one the week before or after. And I said, oh, do you want to change it then? And he just said, oh, well, no, it's all right. I'll just do it on holiday.
Yeah.
Like, all right, okay, yeah, it's fine, yeah. So that's a good thing. But I'm sure you'll have had this same experience with people's Wi-Fi. It's not always smooth as you want.
That's the one thing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they just disappear and they're gone. Or you're just halfway through a move.
Yeah, or the frozen.
Yeah.
Like that, and you're like, you can put the weight down.
You've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely forced a lot of businesses into new things that they wouldn't have done before. I'm the same. Like, my classes have all gone online, and it's people have said, oh, well, I'm doing it now, continuing it after, and just offering it as an extra service, which is people are loving. Do a workout in the lunch break, perfect.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Well, you can never judge what's going to happen with this. It's just going to do what it wants.
Who knows how long?
No.
Yeah. But just be healthy, I suppose. Yeah, as much as you can. It's easy not to. It's easy to say, oh, well, I'll start after, but you don't know how long this is going to be on for. So it's just do something and look after yourself as much as you can, because the healthier you're going to be. If you do end up coming in contact with this, you know, you'll be in a lot better position than if you weren't healthy.
Exactly. Being fit and healthy helps with everything. Menopause or COVID.
That's it, yeah.
Fit.
I'm no COVID expert.
Right, well, thank you so much for that today. I'm sure it'll help a lot of people. Hopefully we can do something again in the future. We'll find out what more people want to know, and then we'll get on that.
Great.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you very much.
No, you're welcome.
See you, buddy.
Keep washing those hands.